Hey, what's going on guys? Luis here and welcome to episode 13 of 5 Tech You Never Knew Existed, the show where we always talk about new and upcoming tech. And this week we're talking about a Windows 10 Pocket PC, a smart charging wireless bag, and a lot more. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first let's talk about the OCKEL Series B, a Windows 10 Pocket PC that literally fits inside of your pocket and is just as powerful as your desktop. So it weighs about 4 ounces altogether, and it's also pretty light as you could expect. You'd think that you would have to sacrifice a lot to have this kind of size, but that's actually not the case at all here. There's 2 USB ports and 1 HDMI port on the back, and there's also a micro SD card slot on the front. The specs are pretty decent too, coming with an Intel Atom quad-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and an Intel HD integrated graphics card that is good enough for everything that you're going to do daily on this computer, like watching Netflix or browsing the web. And it's actually coming out in December and will cost less than $200. Up next is the AMPL Smart Bag, a backpack that has a battery built in and it lets you charge both your phone and your tablet when you're on the go. Now, one cool feature about the AMPL Smart Bag is that you can download an app to your phone and it lets you control the different battery levels, and it also lets you know if you forgot it somewhere. Now, you can also choose between different models of the bag depending on your charging needs. The highest end model, for example, has a laptop charger with an AC inverter if you need to charge your PC or Mac. Also, it looks really cool with green accents on the back and a gray finish on the front, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Up next we have DRAGONFLY, a futuristic smartphone that can run both Windows and Android at the same time, and is being made by a German company. So it essentially runs on 2 displays side by side, and they also have a keyboard attached to it. It almost looks like 2 really small laptops glued together, but it's definitely interesting and different from any other phone out there. And the idea behind the DRAGONFLY is that instead of having a separate phone and computer, you can just have everything in one device. I think that even though the screens are a little bit too large to be even considered a smartphone, it's still a really good idea to have both operating systems running side by side for different purposes. Next on the list we have the Flow Wireless, a programmable controller that lets you control your computer by using gestures like using a trackpad. Now, this is pretty useful for when you're doing a lot of graphic design or video editing, just because it's a lot more sensitive than using a mouse. So what's cool about the Flow is that it's completely open source, so you can even develop your own applications for it. And since it's so lightweight, you can take it anywhere with you, whether it's to school or to work. And I think it's a pretty cool concept and definitely something that can be very useful for a lot of people who do productive work on the go. And finally, we have the Beam, a small smart projector that fits in any light socket. So small projectors, or Pico projectors as they're called, are becoming a lot more popular recently, and the Beam definitely joins that category. Now, what sets the Beam apart from any other smart projector is that it can fit on any light socket, so it's overall pretty easy to use. Now, it runs on Android and it has some pretty basic specs like only 100 lumens and a resolution of 854 by 480, but even for a small screen like this, it's still pretty usable. This is definitely a very practical projector that you can take with you on the go, and is perfect for students, scientists, and just about anyone. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know in the comments down below what your favorite tech was this week. And also don't forget to check out my gaming channel with my buddy Matt called SC Games. Link in the description down below. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one.